Same family, Trunzo checking right now, and today I'm showing you guys my 3 favorite shoulder exercises. Before we get into it though, we need to learn about the shoulder. There's a bit of a brief background about the shoulder. So the proper term for the shoulder is called the deltoid. And your deltoid has 3 heads. Anterior, which is the front, lateral, which is the side, and posterior, which is the back. So in order to get a full complete shoulder, you need to do a full complete workout. And in order to do a full complete workout, you need to hit every single head of the shoulder. So that's where my 3 favorite exercises come into play. First things first, with these exercises, they are all unilateral exercises, which means each arm works independently. So one arm can't compensate for the weakness, it can't compensate for the weakness of another arm. So this is how you avoid building muscle imbalances. First exercise, seated dumbbell shoulder press. With this exercise, first thing you want to do is, you don't want to snap your back before you even get the weight pressing or even pushing the weight. So in order to not do that, you have the weight on your side, so you bend down, keep a nice round, not round back, proper curvature in the back, neutral curvature in the back, deadlift it up, then you'll get, when you deadlift it up, get on each knee. One on each knee, pop 1 up, pop 2 up. You got them both up here. And you're pressing it up. Personally, I don't go full extension. I go to about 170 degrees, 170, not 180, because I found when you go to 180, it takes the tension off the shoulder and puts it on the tricep. Next thing is, when you're going down, you want to stay at 90. For beginners, I'd say stay at 90. When you get to more advanced, it's okay to go down more, but if you're going down more, you do not want to be bouncing and swinging it up. If you're doing that, you're just asking to demolish and tear your shoulder out of your socket. So we do not want to be doing that. Next thing also, we want to be, keep your feet planted on the ground, and when you can't push the weight, push your heels into the ground. I always see people whenever they're benching, doing any sort of pressing, they're flailing their feet everywhere when they can't push that weight. Push those heels in the ground and really focus on pushing the weight up. Get that proper mind-muscle connection. So that exercise works mainly anterior deltoid. Second exercise is lateral raises. Personally, this is my favorite exercise. Reason being, adds that width of the shoulder, the wideness. The wider your shoulder looks, the smaller your waist looks. It's an illusion. That V taper, that aesthetic look, you know, that Dorito back. So, in order to do that, hit those lateral raises. But there's a few things you gotta keep in mind. It's very easy to mess up the form on this. First thing, when you're raising up, go to shoulder level. Do not go higher than shoulder level. That's gonna put a lot of stress, a lot of unwanted stress on the shoulder. Next thing, when you're going up, turn the pinky out at the end. Bring the pinky up. See what I mean? That's gonna put more tension on the shoulder and get a better pump doing it that way. Next thing, have a little bend in the elbow. You don't want your arm fully extended, doing it like this. Little bend, or get a better contraction. Next thing, don't do it like this. Yes, you can do more weight because the lever is shorter, but you're not stimulating all the muscle fibers. You're not working the muscle properly. You'll see people doing it at 40 pounds like this. You'll see me in the clip when doing 10 pounds, 12 pounds. You do not have to go heavy on this. Go light, get that proper contraction, hit that proper form. Another thing people do is, when they're going up, they're shrugging it at the top of the movement because the weight's too heavy. This is proper, this is improper. See how I'm shrugging up? You can see the difference? I'm using my traps, not my deltoids. Next thing, you always want your elbow higher than your wrist. Because when your wrist is leading and not your elbow, a lot of stress goes on your wrist, and you do not want to mess up your wrist. Me, I got fragile, I got small wrists. I don't want to mess my shit up doing lateral raises. So that's all the tips for those. Oh, last thing. I always see people doing this. They're bouncing. See that? They're bouncing. If you're doing that every single set, or every single rep, every single set, you played yourself. Not even stimulating the muscle properly. What you want to do is do that strict form. And when you can't get those last reps, it's okay to bounce and you get those forced reps, that forced growth into the muscle. That's when it's okay. But other than that, you do not want to be doing that every single rep. Last exercise, Also with the exercise, you want to have a straight back, upright back. You don't want to be bent over, you don't want to be leaning back. That reminds me actually, for the seated dumbbell press, don't have your back like this when you're pressing it up. You're just on some next level exercise ways, and you're gonna snap your back doing it that way. And never do you ever want your back like that. Last exercise, posterior dumbbell raises, bent over posterior dumbbell raises. You're sitting in the chair. With this exercise, the posterior deltoid is a really small muscle, so it's hard to stimulate it. So in order to stimulate it, you wanna do a proper contraction. So when you're going up, when you're bent over, bringing it up, you wanna squeeze it hard for half a second to a second. Pump that rear deltoid up. Also, when you're doing the raising, you still want that little bend on the elbow. You don't want your arm fully extended. Little bend in the elbow and bring it up. For lateral raises and posterior raises. Another thing, you want to open your legs a bit. The homo might sound weird, but open your legs a bit so your chest has room to fit, so your back's not round like this when you're bent over. You never in your life want your back like this for any exercise. Actually, you never want your back like that for any exercise in the gym, any day of the gym, any body part, any day of life. You never want your back like that. You don't want to be a hunchback in Notre Dame for your whole life. You want that proper form. So with this exercise too, or with all these exercises, people always have a more dominant over protruding anterior deltoid. So do more posterior deltoid, because whenever you're doing any sort of pressing, you're activating a lot of that anterior deltoid. Chest day, you're hitting a lot of anterior deltoid. So me, I do more posterior to get that full, complete, round cap shoulder, that pumpkin shoulder, them boulder shoulders, dog. You know what I mean? So just keep all that in mind, family. Hope you learned something today. Hope I showed you guys my 3 favorite exercises and you can incorporate that into your workout. Cause I love when I see you guys do what I'm teaching you. That's what it's all about. So hit that like button. I appreciate the support. Helps with the channel. I always say that, but it's true. Secondly, comment if you have any questions about anything. And if you don't want to comment, DM me. You already know. It goes down in the DM. DM me any question, or if you don't want to DM me, email me. marcotrunzofitness@gmail.com. Last but not least, hit that big one, that red subscribe button, you already know, and you'll be notified for the next one. Ciao, family. Peace for now. Big one.